good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a 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 good day. Everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up.
Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. We'll be starting very soon. How are you guys doing? Reading the chat. We'll be starting very soon. Bus is loaded up. All that's good. I forgot to do one more thing. Let's go to gaming and change it to members. Video mode. Okay, go back. Alright, welcome everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we'll be driving from Lyon to Marseille as a express service. How are you guys doing? No? I'm doing a little bit fine. I'm actually doing very fine. Very well. It's a little bit finicky. Yeah. Been a long time since I featured this game in a while. I've not featured this game in a good while actually, so you know, about a year actually, I think, or months ago. Anyways, and I just felt like, you know what, let me bring it back. Looks like a really nice bus over here. This is the new Cetra, which is here. We are driving as the old Flixbus livery. I think that's an old Flixbus livery because now it's all green. Let me open this. So we're using the Cetra as the double decker that will take us around Germany. No, France. South of France. Still no new shifter. That shifter is coming up out in a few weeks or so. probably, more or less, you know. That's up to, you know, shipping and the company itself as well. So let me know. I don't care. Anyways, so let's turn this on. Okay. Still very similar to the other comfort classes. This is not my first impression, by the way. I'm like familiar with this bus already. If it is your first impression, maybe you might like it. I think it's a really nice bus, I gotta be honest. Can't you have... Alright, cool. That's it. I've also got myself the new driver for my wheel because it was a G-Hub. Because last time I had it, it wasn't using that. And I'm talking like even before my previous 2 streams, so yeah. Using automatic. About 22.5, I think that would be reasonable. Something like it. Okay, and then what else? How do you guys like the new intro? Nobody's mentioned anything about it. We have that. The ceiling lights will be dimmed. Reading light glasses, yeah, great. Although that's like not really needed. Are we driving during the night? Yeah, I'll turn it off. You know, it'll be dimmed anyways. You know. It'll be that one, Marseille to Grenoble. No, via Grenoble to Nice, I think. Is it? No, Lyon, Grenoble, Marseille. That's great. We also have the announcement ready to play at any moment. So, yeah. No radio, by the way, because of copyright. You know, we want to be good with the copyright. We'll be following some rules. Daylight. Daylight mode is switched on. Why is it on break? Yeah. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's because I forgot to do that. Actually, I should delete that. I don't think I need that. Remove. Yeah, remove break because, you know, I just feel like it's just going to cause a fuss for me. Engines on. When are we going there to the station? We could go now. And then let's go. By the way, this is fully automatic. Of course, I haven't opened up the G-Hub, so that seems to be an issue right now. Okay. Just double checking. Okay, that's way more than it should be. Let's see if we can reset devices. Ay, what the hell is this? Remove and yeah, just hide them. Okay, so I don't know why it's like not registering. Alright, that's interesting. Alright. It's a bit iffy. Because I know, you know, this should be working right now. I know. So we got this. Okay, it registers on the steering. That's correct for the most part. I don't know why it's doing that. Like, why is it turning more than it should be, or less than it should be? Oh yeah, I think it's probably because it goes beyond 900 degrees. I mean, the steering angle of the game. That would make sense. Are we turning left or are we turning right? I'm not quite familiar with some parts of France, so. Marseille is a new one, so. Okay. It's a new one for me anyways, it's not new for the game itself. Thank you very much, lovely gentlemen. Okay. Right. By the way, guys, I don't have dual screen set up. So if I do some mistakes on this on your screen, usually that's because I've forgotten to do it or something, but that's alright. Or forgotten to fix it. Guess we're continuing on. Oops. Okay. Grenoble. Oh, crap. Oh, one more guy. Okay. 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 Okay, so we're going to wait until that. The departure time, which is 59. Well, actually, we could go now because it's not very late. I have to do so. Alright. Off we go. Traffic. Nice. Do I push through? Oh yeah, it's a one-way system. So I can't push through. I just have to be patient. Alright. Be going over here. Okay. Want to get more room for anyone who's trying to leave. Which I guess is nobody, so yeah. Let's look into this. Okay. Now we're just waiting. We're just slightly inching forward. Alright, let's go on. Okay. And then we're going to continue on. Let's continue on this lane rather than doing anything else. Oh, this is a funny looking thing. Layout of roads. That's a what, 4-lane one-way system. Like that's really a lot of lanes actually. You could have gone away with like 3 or even 2, maybe even 1 lane right there. Is it because the amount of people there just tends to be a lot? And the fact that these aren't even synced up, says a lot. If that light was always green and then everyone could just go by, that would just save us a lot of time and this traffic wouldn't exist. Just saying. Just pop it on like a yield sign. If it was like a yield sign, it would be so much healthier, helpful, yeah, much more helpful in guiding through this time. Oh look, it also tells us the time. Just cool. By the way, it's not real time either, so you know, yes, you might say, well, now it matches with the real world. You'd realize very quickly it doesn't, because it's actually slower. Actually, no, it's faster. It's generally faster than the real world time, so because of the 1/5 scale, I think they use, so, or 1/10 scales, so that's great. I should have taken that turn a little bit wider, because why the hell not? Am I right? Super O. Slight frame issues, but that's alright for the time being. Okay, that should be good for a slow vehicle. It's actually speed limited. You know, if a lot of the buses and trucks and coaches, they're all speed limited. It's like buses usually are limited to like 40 miles an hour. Coaches are about 100 kilometers an hour, which is actually about 60 miles an hour. But trucks are about 56 miles an hour. But like technically they could all probably they're probably a lot quicker than the trucks used in America. And the thing is, some of them are actually like manual stick shift as well, but a lot of the trucks in America manual stick shift because a lot of them are older. But when it comes to like automatic gear sticks and whatnot, that's more of a European thing. So you'd be surprised. It's the other way around for trucks, but when it comes to like cars, everyone's driving an automatic. Only the enthusiasts drive the manuals. Which is very, very funny. Yeah, so what about something else? Yeah. So, for cars, they don't really have a speed limiter. Although a lot of them, they have speed limiters to about 150 miles an hour, so especially the faster ones, usually they're speed limited, either by laws or by the manufacturer. When it comes to buses and trucks and all that, that's all legal requirement. But technically, some drivers have like broken that law with like getting rid of this truck speed limit. A speed limiter, and they could go even beyond 100 kilometers an hour, and boom, they'll just go zooming past like there's no tomorrow. Because like trucks are very powerful, and so are buses. Like if anyone like breaks the law and then gets rid of the speed limiter, you could have these buses going real quick. You'd be surprised. Right now, these trucks ahead of us, or lorries, are going about, massive frame drop right there. Are going about 80 kilometers an hour in this game, so they don't really go beyond that. 80 kilometers an hour seems to be like a game limiter. Legally, most trucks are supposed to go about 80 kilometers an hour. Sorry about the frame rates. That's out of my control, mate. And now it's smoothing out a little bit. Yeah, so coaches sometimes are real quick and they go about 100 kilometers an hour, so you might see them in the middle lane overtaking everyone. Trucks are meant to be like the slowest things on the road. I don't know why, but they've done that. Oh yeah, probably because they're a bit heavier than like most things, so it's very hard to like handle them at high speeds. Like when trying to like slow down and whatnot, you'd be having a hard time like stopping or slowing down if there was a massive traffic jam, which I can understand. Undertaking is also illegal, so but I was only overtaking that truck, so I just let him be. That's just how it is. When it comes to safety and somebody's like speeding behind you, you have to speed up. Either you speed up, slow down, and then go on the second lane. Make sure, like, from a safety perspective, like just move one lane down, or if you're jammed up, you have to speed up because the person behind you is pressuring you to do so. Could you slow down? That would be very dangerous. So you have to like speed up until the guy behind you is able to overtake you. Yeah, I've seen like a lot of issues like road rage and stuff like that exist on like YouTube and whatnot, and you could be interested. Hello FPS, welcome to the stream. You've come on time this time. The other times you were a bit late. We just started the stream about half an hour ago, and sorry, right now I'm dealing with a lot of lag, so what you're seeing is what I'm seeing. And now it's cleared up. There's a slideshow for a moment. Welcome. So yeah, when it comes to like road rage and whatnot, in like the UK at least, if somebody's speeding behind you, tailgating the living crap out of you, you must speed up and make sure that they can overtake you or something like that. Whenever safe, yeah. 11:33. That's cool. That's quite late actually, though. So I'm hoping you're getting a good enough sleep. Today's well, I think it's going to be Tuesday today. I know some people in the UK already are starting like to leave school or colleges to go home and whatnot. So yeah, for some people they're starting their day at home a little bit faster. So yeah, we're on the blue Flixbus livery today. So yeah, but yeah, if you're being tailgated to oblivion, and you have no way to like pop yourself in another lane, because everyone's blocking your direction, you have to speed up. That's like a European law. I don't know if that's a thing with America, but like at least with Britain, that's like the general thing. Just so you can stay a little bit safer, and then when the next available spot happens to be in existence, and you are able to then you're able to take up that spot like what I did right now. So I was like racing the other guy, I went to the right spot immediately. That guy is going slowpoke. That's like so illegal. Goodness. That's so reckless. They're driving so slowly. Turn that off. Also, we do have was it indicating or blinkers cancellation. We have that. It's like it's just that wasn't a good enough turn to grant that. Yeah. We're out of the highway. We're now on National Road. We're going to Grenoble first, and then we'll go to let's just be more gentle with my brakes, because it's always turning on ABS systems. Yeah, Grenoble. After that, that'll be Marseille. Marseille is like a while away, so that's why. Tomorrow I think we should do a Train Sim World drive. I've never really done that on YouTube, so no. But it's effectively the same as the way I do it on like trucking and whatnot, or bus driving. I think it's more like a plane than driving a bus. It's much more manual, definitely, but it's like it's a plane with more stops and underground. If you get what I mean. That's just how it feels for me, you know? I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I've been on the actual line in real life. Hence, which I think of doing the Bakerloo line on the train sim world. In the real world, I've actually been on it. You guys probably have seen the sooty hands right after I left the station. Yeah, that was pretty bad. My hand was all black and stuff. So yeah, I reported that thing to TFL, and they already saw. They mentioned it to me, and they said, hey, because of the amount, how old are these trains? You know, like it's become harder to clean. But that train service is also mentioned in the game, Train Sim World 2. It's the second one. I think that's like one of my favorite train sims out of the two. Train Sim Classic now, apart from really, it's just Train Sim 2022. It's just Train Sim, yeah. And you got Train Sim World 2, which I like. Train Sim World 2 is actually pretty good in comparison. But you still spend so much money on just like getting so much DLCs, and I'm like, bruh. You still have like a lot of missing routes, and I hope one day they open up the Eurostar thing. And I know Train Sim World is now on console, so the whole thing to do with Train Sim World 1 and 2 are both on consoles, I think. They're actually on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it was for a bit of time. Yeah, so yeah. Apparently it's really cheap as well, so when you go and buy it, you can get it for cheap. But I think I prefer that over Train Sim Classic. No, because Train Sim Classic, there's just so much DLCs that it gets very annoying to get around these DLCs. And not only that, these DLCs, if you wanted to eat every single one of them, apparently it goes up to $10,000, £10,000 all together. It's like £10,000 just for the DLCs, all the DLCs in the game. I'm like, that's very expensive, my guy. They should have had like separate games, honestly. Which they did call them differently, but like it was more like an update. It was always a free update. I was like, okay, that's why it's so damn expensive. Then it spot that red light. Damn it. Yeah, so Train Sim Mode is going to be a thing tomorrow. I haven't featured it on the channel, I think, so I think I've featured it on my Discord streams, but yeah, that's just Discord. But yeah. TJ Coconuts. Oh shit. Stop slamming my brakes. Yeah. So Grenoble we go. Left turn, and we'll be going right after this. Hi Joshua Golding, welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? Lots of you guys are going in today. Guess it's a good day. Monday is a good day for you guys. How's everything? We've just reached Grenoble, then we'll be going to Marseille. I think we'll also do another route as well, if we're lucky. Okay, let me open up the bags. Marseille. Fish. Okay, so Marseille. What game is this? Okay, so this is Fanbus. I don't know if it says it here. It's Fanbus. It's a German game made by TML. TML. It's a really nice game, not gonna lie, but just a recommendation if you have a weaker PC, and actually, like, my PC isn't considered to be weak, but well, it's probably weak by today's standards, but it used to be mid-ranged. But you know, that if you have like a weak console PC, I wouldn't recommend getting this. But if you have a good PC, yeah, if you have a good PC, you might want to have it. I mean, yeah. So if you have a good PC, and you're able to buy it and whatnot on Steam, and go for it. I think it's a fantastic game. What time? Okay, we're just a little bit late then. That's cool. So yeah, this is Fanbus, if you didn't know. Stand by. Okay. So this is Fanbus. Okay. This is the beta variant, so like it's public beta. So like I have it. You have access to the public beta as soon as you buy the game, and you also have the release edition, which is fine. I'm able to like report it directly to TML through their forums and whatnot, which is not a problem. If there's any issues, I can like list it out. We're going to continue on, and then yeah, Marseille we go. By the time we reach Marseille, it will be about 21:06, which is not real time. It's not. But it's like it's not that bad actually, though. This game is among like the best open world games when it comes to like driving. It's among the best. Only because you don't have any other options apart from like Euro Truck and American Truck. No. Those are the main other options. Like if you want a driving experience that's realistic, you also got, and like those are realistic games or based on realism, based on real life. City car driving is more like driving license sort of things. Like it teaches you the basics. I've streamed it a few times in the past. It genuinely just teaches you how to drive. No, which is fine, but it's legally not like able to teach you. It's like a theory test, or it's not really. It's more of a practical test, but on a simulator. That's fine. We're back on the National Road. De Marseille. So yeah, I do think of getting on the Train Sim World 2 tomorrow, so be prepped, I guess. I'll try to see if I can get some good pictures of the Bakerloo line for the thumbnail, and yeah, that's like the main line that we're going to focus on. I could get on to Train Sim 2022/Classic. Like, I don't want to pressure you guys to spend so much money on a game that's sometimes not even complete. But like Train Sim World is a bit more complete, I would say. Personally, I don't know. I just feel like it's much better because it's an actual like game, and it shouldn't come out like in a yearly basis, just saying, or a 2 years basis. It should be more like realism, like getting very good lines and whatnot. And the thing is, it's pretty good because I think you got a commuter rail, and you got a metro, and you got a high-speed rail in the whole package. And I'm pretty sure there's not much of that on Train Sim Classic, but oh well. Like as soon as you buy it, unless you buy a specific type. Anyways, yeah, I'm really liking this bus. When did I get it? I think I got it a few days after launch. Or no. No, it actually isn't. I think a few weeks after launch. And I'm only now like uploading content with it. Because I actually got it during Ramadan, so I didn't really stream it all that much. Well, I actually didn't stream at all for that month on YouTube. Downshift. This is what I like about manual stick shifts. I can actually like change the gears. So like instead of like doing what it's doing right now, it'll go downshift if it's like struggling up a hill. Just so I could go on a lower gear and get more propulsion. In the case of like Fernbus, that's really not possible. But when it comes to like Euro Truck, that's exactly what I do. I lower the gear as soon as possible and then speed up. It's also great for like fuel economy. For the case of this, like we've just wasted so much fuel doing holding that the 7th gear to go down to 6th gear. That took a while. I really would like to have a manual stick shift compatibility on this game. Actually, when it comes to like my my current stick shift, my manual stick shift that I'm using right now, you're not really able to do much. So yeah, when I do get the new H shifter, I'll also switch it to sequential, and you know, I'll be using it on this game right now. But oh well, it's not here yet, so it is what it is. How long has it been since I ordered this? It's probably halfway done anyway, so still probably building it. Well, I know. Mid May, it'll be like, it'll be ready to ship, and then 1 week or 2 late, or 2 weeks, 1 week or 2 weeks after that, it'll be in my hands. The only reason I add another 2 weeks is because everyone's like, when I purchased it, I waited a month. So, yeah. And they're always overloaded, so, yeah. And they say they're going to be done with in 26th of May, and then they'll be shipping it. And I'm estimating another 2 weeks of wait, and then it'll be in my hands. So around early June probably I'll have it. That's my general estimation, like the first week or the second week of June. It could also be earlier than that, depending on the person who's shipping, so, and the customs we'll have to clear by, or should I say HMRC, I think. I think for the case of this situation, if I had manual, I would have gone down to 7 right now, and gone back up to 8 right now. I think these coaches are 8 speeds, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like 9 speeds or whatnot. I think they probably do have like 12 speed, but that would require to like do a lot. Actually, that wouldn't require anything. But most of these buses in the real world, they have 8 speed. Right turn. I actually might I might send the reply of TFL to my Discord just so you guys can know, if you ever go on the Bakerloo line, why your hands are so damn dirty once you leave the train. Yes, I'm giving you a reason. Made by the TFL group, so oh well. But if you ever do use the Bakerloo line, we get a clue why it's so dirty. But they're sometimes even like the quickest option, so for some people. And the thing is, I think it's because the Bakerloo line is the train that spends more time underground, if I'm not mistaken. It's like most of its time is done underground. You got like some depots and whatnot, but like I think I'll have to go on like long journeys going both ways just to check if it's really the case. I don't think it's fully like overground, but like it's definitely much more like underground than all the other lines, and I think it's also deeper level compared to like the Jubilee line, although sometimes they're about the same height on certain stations, but I think the Bakerloo line goes even deeper because you don't have any vents. Well, like the Jubilee line often, I think, does. So yeah, that's just London jargon, sort of stuff that you'd need if you ever travel to London. You need that information. Those are like the most used train lines, I think. The Jubilee line, the Bakerloo line, and the Metropolitan line. I think 2 of which are actually in the video games, such as Train Sim Classic and Train Sim World. So yeah, what else? Yeah, that's like pretty detailed. Right now I'll be shifting down to 6. My goodness. Left. Let's do an overtake. I've actually been on a very long journey in the past. I've been from Victoria Station to Rotterdam, which is around 12 hours. Travel time. In the real world, so yeah. I could partially do that route though. And in the case of this game, so I could go like Paris, Antwerp, Rotterdam, Amsterdam. Okay. I've actually been on like a lot of coaches in the past, so now if you don't know, I've been on more coaches than I've been on planes. Not because of like sporting events, I don't really go to any of them. Like there is no like sporting event I remember going to. And like if I have, then it's been like privately thing. It would have not been on like private on like coaches and whatnot. Been on like private hire buses, but like in the case of real life sakes, I've been on like intercity coaches, and it's really nice actually. But it's not necessarily the fastest option. It's actually the slowest option. When it comes to like real life, yeah, it's the slowest option. Since you also have the option of taking the train, which is faster. It's 10 hours instead of 12 hours in the case of my route that I usually take from London to Rotterdam, which is 12 hours on a bus, like about 10 hours on or less on a train, about 1 hour on a plane. But the trains tend to be like HS1 trains, so Eurostar is often on that. You also got the ferries, which is also quite a slow option, but I don't think that's really an option for the common man. Who doesn't have a car, which I actually don't have a car, so I don't need a car. Even when I get to Netherlands, I don't need a car. The only reason I do this is because of family. But if I had my options, I would take the train, the local train over there, their own national intercity rail. While like the UK, they have their own thing, which is the national rail. And yeah, I don't need a car for the most part in my life. I've never really needed a car. The only reason we use them is because of family, and because sometimes we don't actually have much coverage in certain places. But often than not, there's always like a bus stop nearby. So I'm like, why don't we just take that? Even when I went to Iraq is probably the only place I went that needed cars. Like, as like everyday travel. And even them, they have like transport, but their transport is like miles away, so they don't really have adequate transportation. They do have like national rail, as I say, the intercity national rail in Iraq, but they don't really have public transportation in the sense that it could take you from one part of the city to the other, apart from like the main cities such as Baghdad. Like the UK, for example, they have a rather good coverage in like a lot of cities, regardless of how big they are. Like in some places you could get away with taking a few buses and it will get you from one spot to the other, no problem. Yeah, so practically speaking, like if you want to get into like public transportation, you should use that option. Often than not, it's actually cheaper than having a car, and it's easier as well, because you could easily just walk around. You could just walk around your area, and you get to a shop instead of having to travel miles and miles for that same ingredient that I missed out on. Like, for example, if you're making a cake and you forget flour, you can't make flour. You can't really make a cake without flour, like a proper cake. Either that or like bread. No, you need it as like, unless you're making pancake, which is slightly different, I think. In the case of making proper cake or bread or whatever, you need flour. And if you forget flour after you've shopped, you're going to have to travel all the way back. In the case of like places with good transportation, who are, first things first, transport oriented and people oriented, you could go to your local stop or your local area, bus stop or whatever, and you could buy flour. And that's if the government isn't screwed enough when it comes to like zoning. So always take public transportation over like cars, because unless you don't have that option, or it's really inconvenient to use that option, that's when I say you should really petition your government to bit. You should petition. Do like a massive poll or something. To like stop that from happening. We see that we're going to miss that turn, aren't we? It's alright. Yeah, so when it comes to like transportation and whatnot. Wait! He almost sideswiped me. You should have waited, mate. Okay, we missed that turn. That was really dangerous. My goodness. I also was a bit fast. Wow, we were. We're going to the next rest stop. Next available one. Just because everyone's a bit mad about that. Stagecoach. That's cool. You don't really see stagecoach in the south of France. See if there's any rest stop nearby. Problem with the internet? No. Deep level trains. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also replying to Discord mentions, huh? Okay, let's continue. Sorry, I had to reply to someone on Discord. When we get to the nearby rest stop, we'll actually have like a little bit of a break for a few moments. Yeah. That's meant to be DHL, but it's TML. That's because of licensing. That's due to licensing issues. I don't think they actually like asked for it, so I don't know. Let's see how far is the next. Where are we? Okay, we're here. We can make it tomorrow. Oh, we're going to Nice. Oops, that was a wrong turn. If I've ever made one. I kind of wish they made another option. I think they do in the real world. Like have a separate option to get you out of the city and get you into the highway. I doubt it's just one thing, because if anything happens, like a war, this could be blockaded and all of Marseille is screwed. Just saying. And Marseille is not a small city. It's actually quite like a major city. Yeah, Nice, or as we call it, nice. I don't know. This is a highway, so we'll have to just spinaroo over here. I think it's probably better to do a little spinaroo over here, turn back here, and turn left. Because if we do that, it'll be much quicker than doing whatever that jargon is. Unless if it's on you know, on a bridge and we can't actually use this, that's when we'll have to like continue that. I think it is a bridge. I could be wrong. Yeah, so it looks to me when we do come into Nice, we'll be like turning back as well. Our arrivals was supposed to be a bit earlier. We're going to be a little bit late. Oh, because of the slight error I made. Oh well, we have plenty of fuel, I think. Yeah, we do. We'll be fine. Okay, back to the original lane. Okay, so a lot of people they don't really lay this out properly, in the sense that they don't really understand what these lanes are. So you got the slow lane in Europe. You got the slow lane, which is this lane that we've just joined. The middle lane is the overtaking lane, so you know you do your overtakes over there, so nobody really should be there. And then this will be the fast lane. But in the case of people who are using these lanes, yeah, as soon as they make their overtake and they don't see anyone, they should just stay on this lane, on the slow lane, and go fast. If go the speed limit as well, but like go fast. Like instead of like going and staying on these lanes, which a lot of people I've seen on like American clips, compilations, instead of sticking on the left lane or the middle lane, they should really go back on the slow lane and give another fella a chance to overtake. And no, one more lane won't fix everything. I think what needs to happen though, when it comes to 3-lane roads, people should understand what the hell these are. If it's a 4-lane road, it'll be an even faster lane here, and 5th and so on. It's just even faster, and like, no, it really doesn't make much of a difference. You're just going to make 2 extra overtaking lanes, and the thing is, you're not really going to do much benefit, because you're only going to cause more fuss. I think if everyone was on the right lane, the rightmost lane, or in the case of the UK, the leftmost lane, you should stay on it. When it comes to the middle lane, overtake only when you need to, when you feel like you on a rush or whatnot. If you're on a rush, even then, that's like wrong as well. But if you're on a rush, you could do your overtaking and go back onto the original lane, on the right lane. And if you're overtaking the middle lane and the first lane, you could go onto the last lane and then return on the middle lane. You don't really need 3 lanes, to be quite honest. You could get away with 2 lanes. Americans are most likely used to 2-lane layouts. That's why they only say like 2 slow lanes and then you got 1 overtaking lane. I'm like, what? Like, what sort of system is that? It's always going to jack up the entire thing. I'm like, instead of doing that and then having like a million lanes just for 1 road, and I'm like, no, please catch me some breath. Like, seriously, it's better to just stick with 2 or 3 lanes. In some cases you only have 1 lane each way. That's called the national road. We have them in Europe. They're very common, especially in like rural areas, so like near to villages and whatnot. You have national roads, but when you go on to like major cities and whatnot, you have actual like motorways and whatnot, like this one, which is a 6-lane motorway effectively, and people go about 60 or 70 miles an hour. Sometimes you go even faster. In the case of Autobahn, they go as fast as possible. You know, they go as fast as the eye can see. But yeah, they could go quite fast. You know, but as I say, the layout should be where my cursor is looking. We got this normal lane, overtaking lane, and the fast lane. The fast lane is only helpful when you're trying to overtake the middle lane. And the middle lane is only helpful when you're overtaking the original lane or the slow lane. And then when you've done your overtaking, go on the middle lane, and then finally go on to the original lane that you were joining the highway from, which is the rightmost lane, or in the case of the UK, leftmost lane. You know? That sort of thing is like quite simple to understand, but the thing is, I don't get why they haven't implemented this like on an international scale. Rather, you are forced to act as if every lane is practically the slow lane, because there's no overtaking. There's no like mechanism within the highways. And you got those people going like racing and then going really dangerously. Those people are like being really reckless. I used to watch a lot of these types of videos and whatnot. Unless you're doing it for like a sport, please don't do that on public highways. Go hire like a racetrack, or go to a private racetrack, or make your own garden or something that is big enough to do that. Go on private lands that you can actually like hire for a little bit, just so that you can have a little race. In Europe, we have like racing tournaments and whatnot. I think in the Nürburgring, where people could just join that, and then you got some other racing you can do, so long as like you have permission from the guys of the track, where you can just have like an open day or an open track day. You could just zoom in and have fun. I don't know. I know for sure like a lot of European tracks, when they don't have like a major event or any event happening, they just open their thing but you'd have to like book it with them, I think. If I'm not mistaken, you have to like speak to the guys working there just to make sure that what you're doing is alright. But I don't know, if that's especially if you're racing. I think even in America you could do the same, but for some reason like they choose to race on the roads, and I'm like, that's kind of dangerous, mate. Unless you're just doing you're still following the traffic rules and just getting off at the red light going fast, just for like a split second, and you make sure that you're going back to the speed limit. That's tolerable, but don't race. I would say, as it's dangerous for everyone else, because not everyone else knows or understands your ideas. So yeah, they could report you and screw up your future of driving. You could have like 6 points or something, get your license taken away because of racing. In the case of my position, that guy on the left lane should be faster than I am. And soon enough, I'm going to catch up to the guy to the tank to the right. And then, yeah, I know, I'm going to take a rest in the next rest stop, which is in miles away. In the case of this situation, go back on the original lane. It's like, well, even though we're going 100 kilometers an hour, everyone else is going 80 kilometers in the case of this lane. It's not dangerous to continue at 100 kilometers an hour, but then you're on the original lane. Now we either slow down or we go on the center lane, and we could tell on the left view mirror that there's someone trying to make an overtake. I know it's back to slideshow, but that's okay. In the case of right now, this guy in front of me should be speeding up or overtaking. I'm going about 70 kilometers an hour, which ain't great, so might have to overtake. Or if we check again, we would not really be able to do that. Okay, it's back. That's the Unreal Engine for you guys. So yeah. I could make my overtake right now, but no, you see a bus right next to me, making his overtake. You see, I'm giving him a chance. Let's overtake. If needs be, I'll just go back. You should be overtaking them. Just backing away. right now we're turning on to the rightmost lane because we gotta go to the park to get people rested and whatnot. I don't know if there's a shop here, it's just a little park, I think. I think there is a shop, there you go, I think it's a McDonald's. Or something. Okay, what's this? Let's have a look. It's FF Restaurant. Looks like a McDonald's to me, actually. Look at the building. So McDonald's vibe. Like, you might not see that, but I mean, it just looks like all you need to do is stick an MM in there, and you've made yourself a McDonald's franchise. I'm pretty sure it says French fries restaurant. It's pretty funny. Let me take a screenshot of this. Let me turn that off for a moment. Let me check if it's saved all the pictures that need to be saved. Just checking real quick. Fan bars. Okay. I didn't, of course not. Okay. That seems to be reasonable. Take a small little break then. Even in real life, so you guys can have a nice little break as well. So we start scanning people. Alright. Let's go up. Wait, Hessa? I thought that was Hers. Marx! Are you the cousin of Karl Marx? Oh no, his grandson maybe? You must be like related to him. You must be his grandnephew. Alright, so we're going to have like a small little break. Yeah. We'll be back in a moment. Waiting, we'll be back. We'll be doing a countdown to about 15 minutes. That should be enough for us to have a little break. We need that. We'll be right back in a moment. Okay, we are almost done. Okay, so switching to gaming. Yep, so everything seems to be alright. We're back in control. Look at this. Yeah, we just did that so a few moments ago, so I can't see. The way I parked this was really bad. In the sense that that sign is in the middle of the bus. That's funny. Neutral. Okay, let's not have high beams on. Don't want to be blinding people. Alright, there we go. Back on the road. Got coffee on one hand and a steering wheel on the other. That's cool. Ready to go. Belgium is neutral. That's true. As of right now, yes, they are. they've always been like wanting to be neutral, but I don't think they're neutral anymore because they're part of NATO, if I'm not mistaken, as of right now. If I'm mistaken, then let me know. So is Ireland. So is no one else in the East. Because I don't think there is any neutrals right now. Let's go to Marseille. 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 Let me just scrub the entire thing and just say. Well, now they're allies, so more the same actually. I just gave a little Nightbot thingy, so if you guys are interested in joining the community, if I'm not streaming, join my Discord. I know Bread 2 you've just joined, but you know, I'm usually very active on Discord if I'm not online on YouTube. Where are we? So I think we're here in Nice. I guess it was a bridge. That's a shame. Let me check. Alright, cool. Yeah, so that's true. Actually, no. Belgium didn't hate Germany for the sake of just hating them. I think, though, Germany just attacked Belgium, which led to Britain like wanting to get in the war, and then Belgium and Poland was like the main reason why everything got real bad. Nice city. I see. Yeah, everyone's like nice when they talk about Nice in France. I mean, you can see why they like that. It's like if I go to an airport and I'm booking a ticket, I should say, I would like to go to Nice, and then they'll say Nice, and then I'll say nice. No, nice, not Nice, nice. Not the daughter of my sister or my brothers. Nice. It's just like, okay, fine, it's nice. It sounds sad, but yeah, that's like a childish. That's a very childish humor that some people have. And I can understand. And that's like the old jokes we used to have as children. Like, it's a very childish joke, but it's a joke. At the end of the day, nobody gets offended. It's one of those jokes. My bread is delicious. Special delivery today. Sorry, it's the wrong type of transportation, although I'd love to have like cargo go on like buses, as it feels like to transport stuff. But in the case of buses in right now, it's only a transportation of people. So yeah, it would have been better if you said yesterday, because yesterday I was actually driving trucks around. coffee in one hand. Ah, yes. I got myself some cappuccino, sweet cappuccino. Bread people. Yes, if I want to go to the bread people, I wouldn't want to go to Marseille. I'd rather go to Paris. You know, I'll just chuck bread at them. They'll just take it as charity, and they'll say, "Thank you, appreciate it, man." Like, I doubt the French would actually reply with that. They'll probably declare on whatever you're doing to them. They probably do. Like, British bread is probably a lot better. Yeah, I do like to have baguettes though. Not only just to dip it in my tea, because I know tea is better than the baguette itself. How offensive can I be to the French? Now I just feel bad for the French because they're just being annoyed the hell out of. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm slapping them with their own baguettes. Oh, we're driving in France. Yeah. Ah, yes. Cap. Actually, cappuccino is African, I think. Bread, baguette. War. Yes, absolutely. I think my mic quality got bad as soon as I switched to JLab. Only because it's such a mile away. No? And it doesn't have like a proper stand. Everything in my room now needs a stand, even the chairs. I'm joking. But yeah, welcome to Slideshow Fest. When we eat, Microsoft PowerPoint for dinner. Let me check this little map here. Yeah, I think I should be okay to do all these overtakes. Ah, yes. FedEx is the Madex. You know, Like, I think TML, they have quite a good humor. They put a lot of jokes in their games, in their simulation games. You got Madx, you got TML, DHL. Well, imagine World War One started with bread and baguette, so the bread soldier has gun that shoot bread with 100 damage, and the baguettes have guns that shoot baguettes out and take 1 damage. That's actually pretty funny. Some say the only reason France fell within like the first week was because they ran out of good baguettes, because all their baguettes got moldy. You know. No, it's not. It's so illegal. That's so dangerous. God damn. French people are so weird. They want me to turn on lights and press on my dash while we're going 100 kilometers an hour. 100 miles an hour, that'll be a train. Trains are very fast actually, because they avoid all the buses and transportation. I don't even need much of them, because trains usually are high capacity. Red, yes. Maybe I should stick on to this thing. They even need lights to. They even need reading lights to eat their bread. Fun fact. Every joke that I make is a fun fact, isn't it? It's just you could literally put fun fact everywhere. Bread, yes. Welcome to Breadfest, Mushimulations edition. Oh my god. Imagine we just compare our breads. Like we would just have World Bread Award. Or something, I don't know. World Bread Award. Actually pretty funny, because then people from all corners of the world would have to like make their best bread. You know, like you got Lebanese bread versus the French bread versus the British bread and the Iraqi bread, the tortilla wraps of Mexico. You know, and then you got some other breads that exist. You got breadsticks as well, and I think that would be pretty cool. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty fun of an idea. When? Because the thing is, people would actually be like comparing their bread sizes. Imagine. So what I'm doing, I'm using the overtaking lane. The guy that was on my left was also using it correctly. Turn on the cruise control and just let it hover around at 74 kilometers an hour. So we could go to Marseille without having to worry about the missed turn. We might be a little bit late, but it'll be okay. And I think if we have, you know, bread competitions, World Bread Award or like, I doubt they actually do. They probably do have one for like catering and whatnot, or baking, but when it comes to like bread, none of that actually happens. I mean, to be quite honest, not every culture actually explores bread as their main way of like food. I know like the Middle East is like a massive thing, but I think if bread in each country was like developed and whatnot, I don't mean like pizzas, I just mean like plain bread. You just compare the bread tastes and, you know, how the breads are actually, and then you just say, oh, this is the best, this is the worst, this is this. It's like, this is average, this is that, this is this. And I think by doing that, I think that'll actually be pretty fun. Especially for people who love bread like yourself. But I do like eggs. So yeah. But, you know, eggs are needed to make bread, so that's great. Staying on the right lane, but not on the rightmost lane. Might even have to, you know, let them be, I guess. Boy, oh boy, was that a violation of all sorts of laws. Papignon? Oh, you just cut me off. Well, thankfully, there is a turn, so there's nothing I can do about that. You could have blocked me out of my way, out of this highway. Such a bread move. We all know eggs are better. Cause yeah. You know, a teacher of mine, yeah, like in college, I was like, how do you make scrambled eggs? I know how to do it properly. So the way I do it is I put olive oil on the pan, on the frying pan. Okay. Then you pop in eggs, and you stir it around to make it make sure that it all spreads out and whatnot. Or you have a bowl before that, and you like have the olive oil, and you just have the eggs. My teacher was literally telling me how to make bread when she explained how she made scrambled eggs. Yes, bread. You heard correctly. Literal bread. So she was like, oh, this is the correct way of putting it. Olive oil, eggs, and then milk. I'm like, mate, you've just created bread right there. I'm like, and then she's like, no, it's not bread. Thankfully, I've had enough bread in my life to say otherwise. I have a lot of experience with bread. I know my breads. From eggs, that's like my way is correct, and you just pop in whatever you want. Don't put milk on top of it. You're ruining the egg. You're turning it into bread, like very plain bread, mind you, so it won't even like taste good. There's a lot of breads that exist. And then, like, quite a bit of them, they have, like, a good taste with them. Like, the Lebanese bread, the sort that is, like, white bread, those ones that you could use into wraps and whatnot without falling apart, those taste relatively chewy and, you know, they're a bit more like easier to eat. My personal opinion. Pop that with everything. It doesn't destroy the taste, it makes it better. Yeah? Well, you know, they've effectively made bread. Like, honestly, it's like, if you've ever tasted crumpets, which I know crumpets are like pretty crap, honestly. Yeah, that's how it tastes. They effectively create crumpets, like really tasteless crumpets, or the crumpets from Sainsbury's or whatever. And it's like, that's a joke. You literally just made bread. I know my bread's because, you know, my culture is like 90% bread. Instead of 90% water, we've basically replaced water with tea, like sweet tea, and then you got yourself bread's like being the main. Like, we've changed the forks and knives and all the utensils with bread. So our utensils, and it's edible, would be bread. So because we have like a high bread intake, you know, like we're very into our carbohydrates and stuff in the Middle East, especially like the Iraqis. We put tea and we have bread. No? Sometimes we even like get baguettes and then we dip them in tea. Like, that's my culture. We know our breads. Like, if you go to an Iraqi fella, they often know their bread. So, and I'm Iraqi, so yeah. If you put milk with eggs, you turn it into bread. It's just a fact. You know, it's a real fact. Yeah, like, compare the taste. Like, if you go, turn on your stove, pop a frying pan on top, pop some olive oil, turn the stove on, and then pop eggs on top. Just like, as in like, crack the eggs and make sure there's no, or very little, yeah, bread history. Why is he on the bus lane? But yeah, like, bread, yeah, you literally make bread when it comes to having milk with eggs. So if you want to make eggs, like proper scrambled eggs, my style, okay, you might not want to put like spices or seasoning if it gets too problematic. When it comes to like seasoning, definitely put some salt on top. Very good for you. It helps taste. It's also like really good for you. You know. And then it improves the taste of the meal. And just have olive oil, eggs, and some seasoning. Just salt on its own is good enough. Yeah, and then if you want, you could have some spices. Like, you could have some chili spice or chili powder or some sauce, chili sauce. And then, you know, that's basically it. So first things first, oil, then crack the eggs open, and then later on pop on some and make sure that's on low heat. Yeah, I saw cars on the sidewalk. I guess it's a French thing. So what French people like to do is they park on the side of the roads, on the sidewalks, and I'm like, bro, it's very dangerous. But yeah, when it comes to like making eggs, you pop the seasoning you pop on after you finish cooking. It's like after you've finished cooking, you pop it on top of the mill. Yeah, you pop it on top of the mill, and then when you're ready to eat, also have some Lebanese bread with you. Those Lebanese rab bread, Bubba's bread. Get one of those blue ones, you know, or white bread ones, yeah. And you wrap it around, or you use it as utensils and just cut a little bit of the bread wrap, and then you just start eating it like that. And yeah, and then you got yourself a really nice dish. Now you don't need to put in the spices. The seasoning is something that you need. Hold on. That's dangerous. Did it say we can go? Yes, it did. Alright, let's go to the station. Marseille. Yeah. I think that's the one. Am I going the right way? Oh yeah, so one-way system for buses only. Okay, so we've just reached the bus stop. So let's do another route as well. I'll say unlocked. Load out. Okay, so it looks to me we did a lot of driving. Slight delay, but that's alright. Resting quality 0. Alright. Lighting. Alright. I forgot the announcement. That's funny. Safety distance broken. Yes. Okay. Steering misbehavior. Yeah, that's great. Safety distance. Yeah, I'm not very safe. Okay, so let's do another journey. I think we got some time, basically. Okay, let's try another route. Where are we driving? Could do over here. No, we're not. Should we do it like a fully Dutch place? Like we could use Dutch, or we could go Brussels, Antwerp, Rotterdam. Or we could get rid of that. Just go Antwerp, Rotterdam, and maybe Amsterdam. Oh. That does everything for me. And then from there, I think we could go over here, but there's this thing. Wilhelm Haven. Onion, and Amsterdam, Rotterdam. And then you got Antwerpen. Arnhem. Hold on one moment. 230. Okay. And then yeah, let's do that. I've not driven this bus in a while, ever since the launch of the bus, so we could do this. You got click bus, you got emissions free. You could do that. You got this one. Lufthansa. Yeah. I think if we do the Flixbus emissions free options, something like that, I don't know. Just do that. And then yeah, let's do that. I know I've never seen this bus. I think it's mostly a thing in Germany. But I don't think it's like an intercity bus route, bus usually. Unless if it's for like tiny places, which I could understand. $2.30. Oh, that's already on? That's funny. That should not be reflected because it's not written here. The only reason it's still there is because the original paint kit is still there. Do they not have accessible wheelchair on these buses? Ah, that's weird. I know for sure this can open. And no, not that. Okay. For sure some of these can open. For some reason that doesn't open, which is kind of annoying. Let's drive the this one. Yeah, so I haven't driven any MAN bus in a while. Oh, that's disability ramp on. Is it? Is that all? Something like that. Do we not have? Do we not have fanfares? That's weird. I would assume this bus would, but guess we don't. Okay. I forgot. What consoles do I have? I used to play on the PS3 and the Xbox One. Those are like the PS3 was actually like the main console for a good portion of the time before I got onto PC gaming. But the only reason I switched to PC gaming was the lack of games on consoles and the fact that, you know, consoles aren't really that upgradable all that often, so like you have to like completely change the machine if anything happens, which just led to a lot of slowdowns. Right, let me I'm going to take a picture of this bus real quick. Just because. Oh, thank you. So yeah, practically now I don't play on any console. The only reason I agreed on the idea of like switching completely over to PCs is because I could play the same games that are on consoles on PCs, whether that's cheaper or just generally easier to do. And it became much more convenient when I made the switch to just go with this, because I know I'm going to be much more happier. It's like I've got Call of Duty now, I have bus simulators, I have Battlefield, I have everything I need really. I know some of these pardon me, some of these simulators are also going on to consoles. I get that, but I know there's like a limit until PC gaming or console gaming can really do. It's not necessarily easy, just saying, when it comes to like making the switch. Although it can be easy, I would say. It generally depends on how I do things. When? Okay. Antwerp, Rotterdam. Rotterdam. Loreley, nope. Nope. Rotterdam, please. I've been to Rotterdam in my life a lot. I've been to Rotterdam loads.
Mein Ticket.
To say.
Sehr freundlich. Nein, danke. Mit deinem Ding.
Okay. Announcement.
Wir freuen uns.
I know I'm going to use this a lot, so.
In den Sitztaschen vor euch findet ihr unsere Bordkarte mit den Sicherheitshinweisen und Infos zu unserem Snack- und Getränkeangebot. Die Toilette befindet sich im hinteren Einstiegsbereich. Wer kostenlos surfen. Unser Reisetipp fürs Internet, schaut doch mal auf unserer Facebook-Page vorbei. Unser Team freut sich riesig über eure Likes und Nachrichten. Sollte euer
Alright, I think that's the disability thing ramp.
ausgestattet und entsprechend
I know, like, disability isn't really like a thing in the game, but
wenn ihr eure nächste Fahrt gleich mobil buchen wollt, holt euch einfach von exklusiven Online-Angeboten. Auf flixbus.de Infos und natürlich wollen wir unseren Service ständig weiter verbessern. Für Feedback zu eurer Fahrt nutzt bitte den Link, den wir euch per E-Mail zuschicken.
Africa.
Entspannte Fahrt. Spaß an Flixbus. And that we can get you to your favorite destination today. Before we set off, to share some information about the journey. The wearing of seatbelts is compulsory on board the bus. Therefore, please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the entire journey. In the seat pocket in front of you, you will find our information card containing further safety instructions and details of our snacks and beverages. There's a restroom located in the rear boarding area. If you would like to browse
Now I heard Tourist Bus is going to be on console soon. I think this Xbox Series and what's it, the PS5 is going to be Tourist Bus. And then after that, I think slowly but surely they'll start popping more things into the consoles.
more information,
But I don't know. They're starting to outsource that stuff.
of course, we're always Please use the questionnaire we send you by email to give us feedback about your journey. Also use it to share your decisions, ideas, and requests. We are always ready to assist. And now, we can finally set off.
We've already set off.
We hope you have a relaxing journey.
We're 100 kilometers away from Rotterdam right now, so that's a bit funny. I needed to get a rash because the back of my foot has. I needed to get a plaster because the back of my foot has a rash. That's really unfortunate. I think in the case of like a rash, you'd want Vaseline on that thing. Plaster, probably not. You'd want something like a sock. Yeah, so use Vaseline and a sock. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because rashes are usually either made by allergic reaction or friction. And make sure that your socks are constantly changed. Although I'm pretty lazy in that, but you know, just like make sure that you do, I guess, and then popping in some Vaseline. I'm not medical, so you know I'm not really that medical. I'm just from personal experiences. Very different to like a medical thing. If you feel like it gets worse, then you should go to a doctor. You know, go to your local GP or whatever. Because it's not worth your time dealing with pain around your foot area. So yeah, I'll just recommend using Vaseline to sort out your foot rash. Hopefully that helps in the long term. So if you feel like something like a rash is coming along, suggest using Vaseline to help out. But at the end of the day, I'm not a doctor, so it's probably a better idea to go to a doctor. If you feel like you just want to do it at home, use Vaseline, try that. Doesn't work, go to a doctor. It's probably a good idea to do so. Or dermatologists, I say. Because usually they're the ones in charge. I should have not stopped, really. Usually highways are not to be stopped at. I would have like the thing is, the front traffic was already like stopped, so just let the guy go. Rotterdam South. Town. I'll read that when we get to Rotterdam Station. Or I should say Rotterdam Central Station. Okay, so you're in a town called Boston, and on every 1st of May there's a Mayfair. The one important part of the town is a big church called St. Botolph's Church. Doing another lap, which was built since the Middle Ages. Wow, that's a long time ago. 1500s, 1600s, bloody. The Middle Ages or the medievals are usually like the same time, so I think medieval is slightly earlier, but I could be wrong. Let's go to Rotterdam. Alright, let's go. Now on the path to Rotterdam Central Station. And yes, it is Central Station. I checked. I was there myself. It is literally next to the Eurostar. So you see where the Eurostar is? It's the exact same place that Rotterdam Central Station for buses is. It just needs it's slightly different looking. I think that's it, right? To the left? I could be wrong. Actually, I'll be able to check. Actually, that's not it. Yeah, I've never been to the town called Boston in the UK. I've never really been to any place called Boston, so... Goodness, I haven't had this bus in a while in my hands, so I haven't driven this bus since last year. I think that's the famous bridge. I think it's called the Emerson or something. Erasmus, I think. Erasmus Bridge. I think that's a mall. I think that's Erasmus. Or like a freight ship. Nice. Let me make sure that I can see everything. Oh look, the bridge is closing. The Erasmus, I think. I have to like speak to my cousin about this since she's more familiar with Rotterdam than I am. I have to like ask what I think this is. Yeah. I'm very familiar with Rotterdam, but it's mostly a station. Oh look, Russian yacht. It's actually just a yacht, but it's a boat, yeah. I think that's the dams. Alright. If we go to Rotterdam Central. Yeah, what about Amsterdam? I'm not quite familiar about that area. I'm not really familiar with that city. Send a picture. Send a picture. It'd be very nice. But if it's on YouTube, I'll have a look. I'm sure it's like very different now to how it looked 10 years ago. I know London has changed a lot. First things first, the removal of bendy buses. Yeah, that was like the first big thing of last decade when I started coming here. We used to have like the most bendy buses in the whole of the UK. Yeah, and that was like the first big difference. And then another thing that came along when I came around, the overground started becoming a thing, but that was like years before I actually like arrived in the UK. What else? I think, yeah, London is very different than it used to be. Certain lines didn't exist. Crossrail definitely didn't exist. I don't think HS1 really existed at that time either. I could be wrong though. But they're starting to also do the HS2. Still like concept phase, but they've been mostly working on rails, and then they'll be working on the lines. I mean, buildings have changed as well for the time I've been here. Yeah, so like a lot of buildings have changed, vehicles have changed. Not every vehicle has been changed, but like mostly when it comes to certain modernizations. Buildings didn't exist at the time. I think the walkie-talkie didn't exist, but when I came around, and now you got like the massive beaming, you know, of sun rays mirror, which is the walkie-talkie that exists now. They actually had to put a mask over it to prevent it from melting everything. You know, it literally like started melting cars and stuff like that, and shops. They were like a massive fire hazard. But you know, it would have been hotter than Iraq if it started melting plastic and whatnot. It was like real bad. And you know, that's how it was for the most part. Until they were like, hey, we're going to pop a mask on it. And I was like, when it was built, like fully built, that's when I was like, it's been like a few years already. And then you got some other towers and whatnot that were probably built. I think the Shard came along as well and was fully built only recently. Just reached Central Station. I don't know what that picture is. I'll have a look. 5 minutes early. But yeah, like, things have changed significantly. No? In London. You know. Buses changed. I don't think the DLR was that popular at the time. Now, like, it's all over London. Or at least East London. Okay, so... Oh, London's changed. Oh, bags. Let me go get the bag stuff. Anyone else? Looks good. Oh, Lincolnshire. Yeah, I've not been there. But I could show you. Well, I can't really show you. But yeah, London has significantly changed. over time. Also, I think if I get myself something if I change the stream key, maybe I'll be able to get things to view at. Yeah. Let me go get the audio. Okay, I'm going to walk down there. Just go to walk it. Oh, I wonder what that is. Yeah. What that was, I don't know. I know for sure the bus stops used to be here. So, yeah. This is the history. The restaurants that really don't exist in the Netherlands. I think that actually it's just an apartment block. Looks like a school for some reason. It's not. Right. Oh, that's phones. It's meant to be like USB-C, that's true. Like legally now, everything has to be USB-C. I think I urinated here. Only because there was no toilets around. Don't urinate anywhere. But no. Oh look, is that a floating building? No way. Never been up here. Gotta be honest. It looks like an incomplete building. Weird. Maybe it's just because people want to have fun here. Floating cars, fantastic. Aluminium supplies, they spelt it correctly. I think I urinated around there. I doubt there's actually a road here. Could be wrong. Okay, so I think we should hop on the bus. Yeah. So that was just, yeah. I remember stopping here in 2018, pre-COVID. That was so long ago. My goodness.
Onto your smartphone so you can take advantage of our many exclusive online discounts. For more information, simply visit flixbus.com. We are always ready to assist. And now, we can finally set
Okay.
a relaxing journey.
Let's go. I'll have a look on that video later on. Off we go. We're going real fast, man. There's no one here, so who's there to worry? Let's go over here. Tunnel, nice. Off to Amsterdam we go. This is our final route, by the way, for today. I think tomorrow we'll be doing Chains in World. We've not done that, so at all. So I'll to like see that. Yeah, I could also like it's quite an old. It's like when if you've ever been on the Bakerloo line on London, you'd realize how old it feels. You know, how much of a time capsule it really is. I haven't been on the Central line all that much though. Central line I totally forgot about when talking about thingy. Hold on, let me mention it. Oh, food is ready. Cool. Okay, so yeah, hopefully soon enough I'll change the settings on my streams to maybe make it possible to stream at 1080p. Oh, because you guys want to see that. That might increase my bandwidth, but it is what it is. Got Amsterdam. Oh. There goes a nail clipping. Alright. Off we go to Amsterdam. Everyone loves to talk about Amsterdam. Do I have a chat mod? What do you mean? I don't really have a chat mod. Actually, I do. I see what you mean. Moderator. Right. Idiot me. Yes, I do have moderators. But they're not online at this moment. They're probably busy doing some other stuff. I'm my own chat mod, so for the most part, I do my moderation through my phone. It's like if anything needs to be responded to and whatnot, I could read the chat, and if needs be, I can moderate. That's stuff that can happen. Let's take a small little break right here. Ingredients for bread. Flowers. Yeah, flour is very important. Like, or you could just make what my teacher calls scrambled eggs and just do that, and that's literally just scared me for a moment. Yeah, that's literally like that's eggs plus milk. Alright, so we're going to take a little bit of a break. You can keep sending more ingredients about bread. Yes, that'll be very, very important. I mean, the moderators could be watching for now, but I don't know. I'm going to take a small little break. Just because the stream is a bit long, and you know, and we'll be back in a moment. Won't be long, anyways. Waiting. How long? Alright, cool. Be right with you guys in a moment. Okay. That should be okay. Is this okay? Okay. Hello. Okay, so I think now I'll just take a small little break and I'll be with you guys in a moment. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, back to service we go. Okay, off we go. Just had to do something real quick. I was actually talking about the Bakerloo line, so yeah, my report about that. There's an NPC on. There's an NPC on your bus, and I found that unsubbed to your channel. Hopefully they do resubscribe. I have a bad arm, so I should be more careful about making rapid movements. My arm is not doing so great, so yeah, it's been hurting me for a few days, so lol. I should probably get that checked up, but it's just a stiff back at the end of the day. Hopefully it gets better tonight or tomorrow. But after this I might have some dinner. or something. Okay. Maybe we should fight them with eggs. Just chuck them some spoiled eggs, or I don't know, bread. I'm joking, of course. Don't actually do that. If you ever see somebody getting unsubbing or something like that, don't ever like assault them and batter them. Don't. But if you inspired me to create a YouTube channel. I've always like wanted to do a YouTube channel. I guess, like, to be quite honest, it came when I realized there were people making flight sim content and whatnot, and mobile flight sim content. Like Blue Games actually inspired me to do YouTube content. I know that sounds a bit weird because, you know, now I'm driving buses and coaches and whatnot. Very different content, but that's like actually like that's what started my YouTube channel. It's not just him, but like after like years of understanding and whatnot, watching a lot of videos, you know, I always wanted to do YouTube videos, but you know, I think for the most part I do like simulations, but you know, because I've been watching simulation videos for years, but when I saw like you could easily make videos on a whim, I was like, let me get that. I back then I thought it was way more complicated to make videos. It surely can be at first, and it can be overwhelming. When you learn, it becomes very simple. So long as you know the tools, the name of the tools, and you know how to watch tutorials, you'll be good to go for the most part. Like, there's no reason to get worried when it comes to content. But yeah, I think for the most part, when it comes to making my own channel, it was Blue Games. But yeah, that's just how it is. Blue Games, and the general understanding that I've seen, like a lot of people doing content. I've always wanted to do content, so yeah, I guess that's what I've always wanted to do. Like 2012, 2013, I really wanted to become a YouTuber, but I didn't become. I didn't have the right tools. Everything that I played on was pretty much crappy. You can't really do content without a PC, or like you needed a PC to like do everything. Now, do you need such requirements anymore? No, you don't need a PC anymore to like record and do stuff. In fact, you've probably seen already that many people are recording content and stuff like that on their Elgatos, or actually like on their phones sometimes, even on their PCs. So like it's getting really easy to make videos. Is that Anna Frank? Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's just the fact that I saw how simple it really was after many years of trying to get into that whole thing. Yeah. I mean, I've been watching a lot of videos since forever, so like, you see, 2016 is when I founded this channel. No. I just never initiated it until 2019, 2018. My brother makes Blender simulation of car crashes, any crashes. What inspired him to make movies with Blender using fire explosions and crash SFX. I think when it comes to that stuff, I think it was probably because of him seeing how satisfying crashes can be. It could also be like safety. He might actually be doing this for like a career, you know? Maybe an incident must have happened and that he witnessed where there was a car crash, and he just wants to learn how to prevent car crashes, or like, you know, make it less dangerous to operate a car. And you know, like, that makes like plenty of sense for me. So yeah, I'm going to continue speaking to you in the main menu. So yeah, like Blender simulations, those can be very helpful. Like, I'm pretty sure they have the same sort of idea with like actually simulating crashes. They have like an editing software and all that. And I'm guessing this guy, your brother, wants to learn and study crashes and see what is safe, what is not safe, how to make things safer, how to make things less dangerous, etc. And I can actually understand that, you know, plane crashes, car crash, those are very important. So I think for him, what probably inspired him was probably an incident he witnessed. That's probably my main assumption, because we never know who inspired another person. We only know who inspired myself. So Blue Games is my inspiration. For his inspiration, it could be an incident that happened, or I don't know, BeamNG could be another thing. I don't know. BeamNG is like a video game based on car crashes and whatnot. Yeah, if he probably does play BeamNG, to be quite honest with you, but like BeamNG is like an amazing game that you can use when you're thinking about the whole idea of crashes and whatnot. That's like another simulation which can be used to like understand the whole premise of crashing and whatnot, and you know, you decipher what is safe and what isn't. Sometimes it's probably better to be having a softer design rather than like a rigid design as well. Like, he's just maybe he's just trying to make things safer. So these simulations, we have similar simulations in the real world that the NTSB uses to investigate plane crashes through black boxes. They use simulations. Have I ever played car crash games on Roblox? But you know, but in the real, when it comes to like Steam and whatnot, I've played BeamNG once, and that was like when I still had a really crappy PC, so I just refunded it immediately. But I might get it next time. I don't know. But for the most part, BeamNG was the first game on Steam that I really wanted, but I didn't reinstall, only because my PC was like insufficient. When it comes to Roblox, I've played those sort of car crash games as well over there, and yeah, but I could definitely like have a look into BeamNG in the future probably, but I'm not really planning to pop that on this channel. But if he's interested, you know, and he knows BeamNG, or he wants to play a video game based on car crashes and bus crashes and whatnot, BeamNG is a good game to start out with, definitely. make sure he has a good PC, and you know, he's good. He's golden. So yeah, that's how I understand things. Okay, guys. Tomorrow we'll be streaming again. We'll be Train Sim World 2. We'll be driving about on the Train Sim World, as I said. For Bakerloo line. We'll just have a little zoom around with the Bakerloo line. I've actually experienced it in the real world, but you know, I could probably describe more of the experience of being on it. If you guys are interested, it'll be tomorrow. It'll also be like one of the it's probably a unique video type that I haven't really done or touched upon. It's like, it's not really unique, but like that's a unique piece of content in my content. Anyways, guys, it is 6:30, almost 6:30. I'll see you guys tomorrow. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope to see you tomorrow. I hope you have a good day, whatever. If you have school, hope that's good. Enjoy your chocolate bread too, and we'll be ending the stream now. See you guys later.